From arid desert to rugged mountains, this is the US-Mexico border that the president has promised to protect. A vow that led to the shutdown of government and could well do again.
Whether you call it a fence, a barrier, steel slats, or a wall, this is what the Trump administration has built so far, the structure the president believes is worth fighting so hard for.
This section covers 20 miles of land in New Mexico, but not one new mile of the nearly 2,000 along the border has yet been built on or funded by Congress. What you're seeing is a replacement, and it sits right next to something far smaller, designed to stop vehicles, not those on foot. There is nothing uniform about this land and no singular solution.
We are agents of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. If you cross the wall, you will be in violation of U.S. federal immigration law, and you will be arrested.
In El Paso, this is what crowd control looks like. A military-style rehearsal for a potential influx of immigrants. Bemused Mexicans watching on through the gaps.
They say they're preparing for the next migrant caravan that could pass through here. It's been a hotspot for illegal crossings in the past, and they say this show of force is what they need to respond to it.
And walls, the agents maintain, make their work easier.
What effect do barriers have, or other resources, infrastructure that we have, what effect does that have? Well, it's fantastic in the sense that we identify where our threats are, where our gaps in coverage are, and this is a tool that allows us to enhance our ability to respond or to deter potential crossers of either people or goods. And so the impact is, in this area where we used to have, right here in this area where we used to have 30, 40, 50 people run across at any given point in time, almost nightly. Now, because of the type of barrier that we have, if we do have crossings, we're talking about 2 or 3 people.
But for El Paso's Republican mayor, it is a system more than a structure that needs to be looked at.
Do you think a big wall will make a difference?
You know, I'm a former CEO, so I'm into results. It's hard to say. Right now, I think we're dealing with too much punditry and talking heads and opinions, and possibly not listening to the people on the ground closely enough, migrants and illegal immigrants who are, not criminals, who are working but using false Social Security numbers and things like that. My position is vet them from a criminal standpoint and give them green cards. I mean, the egg's been broken. There's nothing else we can do.
800 miles along the border, the Rio Grande River provides a natural barrier. An area rich in biodiversity and home to a 100-acre wildlife sanctuary. But this month, construction begins on the first brand new stretch of wall that will cut straight through it, funded by money already approved before the shutdown.
We have many species of birds, mammals, insects here at the Rio Grande Valley that you will not find anywhere else in the United States.
What impact do you think the wall will have here?
There's going to be the destruction of habitat when the bulldozers come in to clear the land for the border wall. Some of that wildlife will be killed instantly when they're run over by the machines. Other will die slowly.
Lalomita Church in Mission is also in the crosshairs. Its dawn services punctuated by country music and spirited sermons.
And that's important for us as we clash with the powers that be. Don't let them make you mean.
Nosotros no somos de los que desconfían.
All praise and all thanksgiving be every moment thine.
The wall could very soon force this century-old chapel into a no-man's land between Mexico and America. And the man they call the cowboy priest is now locked in a legal fight. You can see where people have tried to make it over. Father Snipes believes they've been unfairly demonized.
The description of this as a crisis zone with murderers and rapists coming across that's a real shame. That's sick, you know. People do come across and there are murders, but if you look at our society, like just our town or any town, the most hardened criminals we've got are people that have papers. The people in our town who don't have papers are mostly our best neighbors.
The government is seizing land under the policy of eminent domain. It could split homes, businesses and communities that many just aren't ready to give up. Cordelia Lynch, Sky News on the US-Mexico border.